So hey guys, welcome back to another edition, another episode of JSMFX KE23, and we are here just like always to do the reviews and the focus for the forex trading and forex pairs. And today we'll be looking at the focus of the next month, of the 2nd of September to the 6th, and also the reviews of this last week of August. So let's start off with gold. As you can see very clearly, for me, I noticed that we had this triangle, the ascending triangle, which actually has been broken. So most of the time when this kind of thing happens, like I said before in my previous videos, when price breaks through a triangle like this or a trend line, then most of the time that this height, okay, this height that price was used to make the highs, okay, when price breaks this this trend line or the triangle, it normally moves 100% of the move to the downside to mitigate all these areas, because somehow there are areas of liquidity. So what I'll be expecting is for the way that price has broken this triangle from this point. I think there was news on the yesterday on Friday. So after this break, we could be seeing some possible upward moves or some mitigation to the upside. Then before there, we will be seeing or expecting or anticipating some downward moves to some sells to the downward. So on the 15-minute, marking off the supplies that I'll be expecting is this supply that was actually caused by that pullback, and that's where now I'll be expecting. That's where now my strong supply is, and expecting for it to sell to that area. So just like always, even from the 1 hour, we can see that before the triangle came down or started ranging, we had this 4-hour change of character. See, that's another confluence of knowing that gold will be selling, possibly coming in the month of September. So after the change of character, we can see that we had that pullback. Okay, after the change of character, we created this low, then we had this pullback to this extreme, which is my 15-minute extreme. Okay, and price came very well to the 50% of that supply zone, and it continued ranging like this. I actually had some few trades right here, but I don't have time to explain that right now. So yeah, so after it came back, touched the trend line again, and then went to the upside. So I think that now gives us more confidence that after some change of character around here, because after it came down like this, that's when we saw this move. So let's go to 15-minute and see how that played out. We had a change of character first on right here, then price came down, and then when it was coming up, it was coming out to mitigate this extreme, and from that extreme now we had another change of character, which happened to play out very well, because there was this down move, then there was this mitigation to that extreme, then price continued to the downside. So all these candles, as you can see, they broke the previous candle's low. There was a pullback right here, but this week seems to like have touched it, not that much, but with this week right here of this bullish candle, seems like price has done most of the mitigation, except for this one, which I am doing right now and expecting price to come to. So that is what I'll be expecting on gold, and I don't think I'll have much to say from that point. So good luck when next week comes, but that is my anticipation from what I can view. Okay, so let's move on to Aussie dollar. Okay, so Aussie dollar, as you can see from, let's start from the daily. The daily played out very well. We had that, we had that range playing between this high and that low. Where's the low? Right there. And now from that low, we can see that price played back its pullback to the extreme after this daily change of character, and we had another daily change of character here where price shot to the downside, then came up. So after it came up, it broke or took out this buy side liquidity, and right now we could be seeing some possible moves to the downside, going to mitigate some areas of demand like this one and this one. I'm not sure if it will come down all the way here, but this one looks to be strong coming in next week, or to hold and maybe continue with the buys. So 4 hour we had a couple of change of character, the bearish change of character. And as you can see, try and remove this just a second. I'll explain that later. As you can see, we had a change of character on the 4 hour right there, and then when price came through to break that structure, right now price looks to like want to pull back. So I have my eyes on this supply where I'm expecting price to come to and maybe continue with some few sells. I'm not really anticipating on that much, but let's look at the lower time frames and see if maybe that can play out well. So 15 minutes, but let's start off with the 1 hour. So 1 hour price has been ranging like this. So it had this high which was created, then came down very strongly causing the change of character, and then we had this pullback. Okay, so something like that came here, did this pullback, came up, then came down again to cause the change of character. Then all this was arranged to just create pullback, sorry, to create liquidity and mitigate the extreme, or maybe some flips on in the 15 minute. Then we continued to go to the downside. So right now I'm expecting at least price to come down, to come up to this section, then maybe continue to the downside to mitigate any areas of demand, especially this one that maybe I'll be expecting. So that is what I'll be wanting to see or anticipating on the Aussie dollar. So let's check on the 15 minute to see. I'm doing this out of the SMC analysis. So yeah, stay tuned. So yeah, sorry about that. Yes, so now after price came up here, caused the change of character right there, we had this range that happened. Okay, when it came down and caused a change of character right there, we had this range that happened. Okay, just to facilitate this pullback to the upside, to also mitigate this flips on that was created out of this demand, the sell to buy range, the gray color. Okay, so that's when now after another change of character like this, price came up. I was expecting it to at least come and mitigate this extreme, but that didn't happen, and so it continues shooting down. So what is happening here is that price came down like that, okay, then did this pullback, then we had another low. Okay, so when it was coming up, it caused a change of character, which now gives us a little bit of confirmation that we could be pulling back now to the either this supply or this supply or this extreme. Okay, so we need to keep in mind of all that coming in next week. So right here we saw that with this pullback before the change of character, it created some sort of supply which changed this demand, because when price came down, it pulled back right here, then caused a change of character. So after it changed or broke through this supply, it caused this level of demand. Okay, so now this is my flip zone, where now, as you can see, price broke through the change of character, then now it's pulling back to the level of demand. So now from this area we could now be seeing price pushing itself to the upside, coming in next week as possibly anticipated. So that is how I am viewing Aussie dollar, and that is what I'll be expecting for it to happen. So let's move now to Euro USD and see the things that we could be expecting. Okay, so Euro USD, start off from the daily. Euro USD was very interesting. By the way, I had a couple of trades there and played out very well. Okay, so yeah, so where can we start from? Okay, so we have this high and this low. After the daily change of character, we see the price pull back very sublimely to this supply area, okay, the extreme, although somehow I feel it didn't touch. Okay, so maybe it could be doing this pullback to trap in some sellers, then maybe continue to the upside with this demand area that I just drawn right here. Okay, so that is what I'm expecting for USD to do, because we still have also this blue line, which is where my cursor is, the horizontal one, which is our daily change of character. Okay, character chalk line, which the bearish chalk line, which has been taken out. So where else we are going to 4-hour to see on how price played out on that area. So on the 4-hour, we can see very clearly that yes, we had this demand, then price shot up to break its structure, and also it broke the the 4-hour structure. Okay, so when it went up like that, price came down. Now on the higher time frame, this range was a reaction. Okay, was a little bit of a reaction on some demand. I think on the daily, it was a reaction on such kind of this sell to buy demand. Okay, so let me draw on that. So this sell to buy range, that is right here, if you can, have your, uh, imagination about it. So that's where price reacted and then came up, then came down lower, then came down lower to mitigate those areas. Okay, like that. Then as it was coming up again, it caused a change of character. So it has caused a change of character in the daily and in the 4-hour. So that means that now price is ready to move into the sells, or rather continue selling. So that is where price is right now. I am actually anticipating on some few buys, because we are in somehow some good level of demand area. We are expecting price to at least do some a little bit of reversals, some little bit of pullbacks, a little bit of buys, and take advantage of that situation and have some trades. So from the 15-minute, maybe we'll start off with the, yeah, I guess just start off with the 15 minutes. I think I'll just explain from here, because after it came down, it broke the structure, then it broke the structure, then after it broke the structure with the news, with somehow the news, I think on Thursday, I think this was some news around, maybe some Euro news, something like that. Okay, so when it came down, it came to this low, which was actually nested inside this 4-hour supply. Oh, sorry, it's 4-hour demand. So as it was pulling back up like that, okay, price came back down. Okay, so I took this trade here, as you can see, but it didn't play out well. I'll explain that just in a minute. So as price came down like that, now that's when let's see, that's when we thought I was looking for some, some sells from this side, but as you can see, there was that change of character. So I, in the back of my mind, I knew price would still go lower, but I just didn't know from which point. So when it was ranging right here, and took took these lows, it came up only to mitigate these areas, because there was somehow a change of character right here. And now when price was coming down like this, it caused this change of character, and then it pulled back to my entry, which actually there were two entries. Okay, I had a sell stop just below this demand, actually below this demand, this hanging man right here. Okay, where price came short of, and I had my TP down there. So I think I grabbed like 2R or something, and then there was this entry that came in a little bit early before the news. So I took that also, and I was actually hoping for both of them to continue, selling, for the price to continue selling, so that both of them can be uh, taken out on profit, and give us some few returns. So that is how Euro USD played out like that. But before that, I just want to explain something. There is this one area that I took a trade, and I want to give you like a tip for that. When price was coming up like this and it was ranging around here, I took this trade as a buy stop area because I think there was some news that happened. There was some news that happened at around that area. So let me try and explain that real quick. So after price came down like that, okay, I noticed that with this range, maybe we could expecting price to, you know, like come and take these people out and then continue to the upside to come and mitigate this area. But before that, I had that sense or that reminder that we are still going to sell. So I had a sell order there, but I put in I placed a sell stop where now when price was coming up, I felt when it was coming down, it was coming down to take this liquidity and also mitigate to that area. Although there was no change of character, but you know, I was very positive of this trade, and that is how it happened. So the next trade now that you see is the one that I felt we had some few change of characters on the lower time frames. That was the 1 minute, and as you can see, it didn't play out very well because actually it wanted to break the structure and continue playing down. So that was another loss, not somehow not a break even, but a little bit of profit was left on the table for me. So yeah, so that is how that is what played out on the Euro USD for my trades. For now, what I'm trying to, you know, like expect to happen is that after price broke to this downside, okay, after price broke to the downside, we see that price pulled back only to mitigate this supply area like that. Okay, so maybe I could be expecting now the next change of character, which if it happens, I'll be anticipating some few buys to the upside before, you know, continuing with the sell. So I still have my virtual entry right here, okay, which I'll be expecting price to come to, but I won't be anticipating on that so much because the structure right now, after it broke here, this was the last high that was left, so I won't be expecting price to, you know, break above that high coming in next week. So all that is just, you know, yet to be seen, and possibly expecting that to happen, okay, because you know the market will just do whatever it wants to do. So let's now jump to GBP USD and see what it has in store for us. So GBP USD, as you can see, it's very obvious that also we are selling off from that point, and we also have a daily change of character finally, because all this up move, man, it was so mad. It was so mad because now I couldn't tell where I would expect, you know, that sell would start from. Okay, so for that one, I think it confirms for me that we could be doing some little bit of pullbacks, maybe to this demand area, possibly. Okay, so GBP USD for hour, we also have the same change of car. I think the change of character on the 4 hour is up here, which after it broke to the downside, let me try and zoom in. When it came to the downside like that, causing this change of character, it came and created this low, then mitigated to some flip zone around here on the lower time frame, then continued to the downside. The range a little bit around here, but finally mitigated to that point, then continued down. So what I'm expecting from the GBP USD is that after this low that was created down here, I'll be expecting some buys to this supply, possibly to this supply, where now in this supply I will want, you know, to see some up moves, which now from those up moves I'll be expecting to look for some sales from here, because even judging from the 15-minute, we can see that we're playing between this high, okay, and this low. So that means now price will be ranging inside this internal liquidity before maybe running down, because we still have this liquidity and we still have these 4-hour POI that are not being touched. So I'm still expecting more sales on the GBP USD, but before we do that, we'll just, you know, fold our hands and wait for an opportunity. So let's go to the 15-minute and see maybe how things have been. So also on the 15-minute, we can see that there's that slight of a pullback that is happening, and possibly could be teaching or showing us that it wants to move to the upside. But for me, I just expect to go on with the plan, that is the change of character, pull to the extreme or the flip zone, then take some buys. But for now, I'll just be following my hands and expecting for price to continue selling until possibly you could be seeing such kind of a plan that I just told you, and move to the upside together with it. So that is what I'll be expecting on the GBP USD, and yeah, that is what that is what that is what I'll be anticipating for it to play out coming in next week or the first week of September. So let's move on now to the extras real quick as we wind up. Next is gold. Sorry, next is GBP JPY. Okay, so GJ, what are we seeing on GJ? Okay, so GJ played out very well also. Okay, it played out very well. Let's start off from 1 hour. Now 1 hour, for me, I felt that we have this kind of a triangle that was formed, and as you can see, price is showing us direction or clues or confluences that price could be continuing to buy. Okay, so that is what I'm seeing on the GBP JPY. So let's go now to the 15 minutes to check out on the few areas that we took some trades from. Okay, so after all these massive highs, okay, price came down like that, and then I kept following on price, where after it came to this demand area, I noticed that we had this change of character. And after that change of character, let me just draw that real quick like that. Okay, 15-minute chalk. You can see that I was expecting this pullback to happen, but it didn't happen soon. So what happened is it pushed to the upside, as you can see, and came to this point. So after it came to that point, I took a trade. I actually had two trades right there. Let me try and show you. I actually had two trades around here. Okay, because after noticing this fair value gap, I had it in me that this was now liquidity. Okay, because after it pulled back to this supply zone of my 15-minute POI, okay, price came down, created liquidity, then came up. So I had my first trade from here, okay, when this week hit my entry. Okay, so when it came down, my stop loss was around just above here, not really above this week, but down here, which actually was spiked by that candle. Okay, so next up, when I noticed that with these highs, maybe we could have left, sorry, the big banks, or the institutional traders would have left some liquidity around there. And then when price went up like that, what I did next is I put in a sell stop order right there, anticipating that order would come to mitigate this area of demand. So let me just draw that real quick for you to see right there. So with this sell stop order, that's when I took the advantage of this trade, and as you can see, it played out very well to my TP, bagging in 3.6R in profit. So for the direction of GBP USD, I think we'll just continue with some more buys. For me, I'm expecting price to come down here. And if it doesn't, then I'll be looking for any other opportunities from maybe those other levels before it comes. But this is what I'm expecting price to do, at least to come to this level of demand before going up or going to continuing with the trend to the upside, because we also have all these highs that were taken out, the buy side liquidities from the previous highs that we just saw on the higher time frame. So that is what I'll be expecting on the GBP JPY coming in next week. And if we break below this low, let me try and be aggressive with this one, then I'll be looking for sell opportunities so that I can also bargain some few returns to the downside coming in as we anticipate for price to come down to this level. So that is what I'll be expecting on the GBP JPY. And yeah, good luck with that. Let's now move to the last one, which I just added because it was a friend's request, DXY. So US dollar index, DXY. Someone asked me to look into it, and this is what I found. So after this low, price pulled back and then came and took out that low. This is the 4 hour. So what is happening is after it came to this low, I think there was some little bit there was some spike around here. Then price now continued to like pulling back or something like that. So yeah, this is an uptrend which has validated for us that it will still continue up because it broke this high on the 4 hour. So what will we be expecting? So let's go to 15 minutes so that we can see the structure and follow price from where it started. So we had our change of structure on the 15-minute from this point. Okay, I think price somehow mitigated to those areas of the flip zone and stuff, and then it continued to the upside. So we had this higher high, then higher low, broke to the upside, higher low. Then this could have been, we could argue that it was a pullback, but it wasn't that deep. So for the next high, that caused now the deeper pullback, which came to actually this demand area. Okay, so from that point now we had another change of character, which caused some few range. Okay, then short to the upside. So from that upside now we only mitigated to that range. Okay, we only mitigated to that range. Actually somehow, yes, it did touch it. So we only mitigated to this range, and then price continued to the upside. So what am I, or what will I be expecting on the DXY coming in next week? Possibly is the move that you see right there, because we still have the supply, we still have, sorry, this demand and this demand and also this demand. For the demand that I feel will be expecting price to or at is this one, the extreme. Okay, because this range actually was building liquidity for some few people to buy. And as you can see, yes, price went up, but it is this extreme now I'll be getting you to focus on. So from this extreme is where now I'll be checking to see if I'll be getting any buys from that point. So where could maybe, if that price comes there and shoots or continues shooting up, we could be expecting our areas of reaction of price. So for our, after this high, we saw that we had this let me zoom in on that one. We had this let's try and follow price from this point. So yeah, after this break of structure we had this pullback. Okay, so for this pullback we see that it was touched there, so let's try and mark that. And then we had this next pullback again, which I think had been touched right there. Okay, had been touched on that 4 hour. So also with that one, we'll have to be cautious. Maybe sales will be very much visible or very much valuable coming in next week, because if you look very closely, we see that there was this price that this move of the price to the downside that created this pullback, then continue to the downside. So it is this pullback, okay, it is this pullback that price is reacting from. So what I'll be expecting maybe on these areas of supply is that these wicks, okay, these kissing wicks or kissing candles, I'll be expecting price to at least come up there, and also at that level that I'll be expecting price to come to, let me change that to 1 hour, is the same level as the 50%, okay, 50% of the 4 hour, as you can see. So that's where now I'll be expecting at least price to come to before maybe looking out for those kinds of sales to the downside. So that is what I'll be expecting on the DXY, with the request from the friend that asked me to look into. That is what I'll be expecting to happen on the US dollar index. So I don't have much. I just want to thank all of you for the support that you've given me, for the likes and subscription, the sharing and stuff. So also, I just love to give you another, quick motivation. If you want, to trade together, you can join me up on the JSM FX on the Telegram and also on TikTok for some tips. And if you have any queries, you can, let me know on that section so that we see on how we can help each other. Okay, so also on YouTube, don't forget to like, subscribe, and showing all the love and support that you can from that point. So thank you for now. I just want to say have a nice weekend. Good luck next week on the first week of September. Watch out for the NFP and other news that will be looming that during that week, and the rest shall follow. So happy Peaceful Week coming in next week and the month of September. Okay, good luck, goodbye, God bless. See you on the next one.